Hey, what's up? It's me, Elay, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy, coming at you live with another video, and I'm talking about 5th grade. Alright, I made it to middle school. In that town, 5th grade started middle school. It was 5th through 8th grade. 5th grade, new school, new building, and I was just a few yards away from my house. You guys, my parents were scared. They were overprotective and like hounds. My house was close. It was like right down the street from the school. And at a good angle from my 5th grade wing, unfortunately, I could even see my house from middle school from the window upstairs. So it was like their presence was everywhere, all-knowing and unforgiving. So having that in my head, it was kind of hard to wrap my head around just being my own person on top of all the horrific things I put together in my mind growing up so far and gathering about what friendship is and what life was at that time. Making friends in 5th grade, I'm thinking right now, I didn't have any. What's new? I just knew everybody, and I don't even know if I wasn't even checking for that girl from 4th grade. I just wanted to be as far away from her as possible. I wasn't even trying to find her. I could care less. I just didn't want to be around her. So I don't know if she even went to that school in 5th grade or not, but altogether, after a while, yeah, she did go to that school. Her last year there was 6th grade because we ended up having the class together. But in 5th grade, I tried my best to avoid her. I just really didn't care, and it was just nice. It was just nice for me to know that I didn't have to deal with her. So I remember some of the kids were coming to me like, she's here, she's there, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't think I told them like that, but I just, leave me alone. I just don't want to be friends with her. I like my science class, but you can't be friends with a class. But I like my science class and I like my science teacher. And once again, I like my science class and I like my science teacher. But I didn't have any friends. Everybody was pretty much paired up. And since this was a whole new set of rules and a whole new school and everybody was, starting fresh per se, we did get an abundance of brand new kids. Meaning like not that we'd never seen before because they came in from other elementaries, because they aged out and had to go to a middle school. So we were introduced to a whole dream pool of other 5th graders, which I didn't mind because it thinned out the pollution from all the other kids that I was around from 2nd, 3rd, 4th. It thinned that out, so I got to see less of them and got to see new faces. So, I felt relieved. I'm like, good, now they have somebody else's business to go participate in. And maybe that'll make me be more pushed into the shadows. The more kids, the merrier, because the more invisible I'd feel. And I really liked that by this time. I didn't like 5th grade, but science class was my favorite. I talked more in 5th grade. And in 5th grade, that's when I learned that there was a such thing as mixed girls. I won't say her name, but I didn't know that there was a such thing I didn't know that there could be 2 races into one to make a different type of person. Well, this girl, she was mixed with black and something, but she was really pretty. And a lot of the boys liked her. Why wouldn't they? So that put a question in my head too. It's like, well, dang, are black people the only people that nobody liked? At least the guys, because she's mixed with black but she's got a lot of hair like white people. I'm black. I have a lot of hair too. My hair was just as long as the white girls, but it wasn't, to me, pretty. It was braided up and all this, you know how most black girls wear their hair. I honestly didn't care for all that stuff in my hair. Those parts and chunky braids and barrettes and those knocker things. I didn't like that. But my mom did my hair, so, because I would have wanted my hair worn some other type of way. So I was like, gosh. So I started getting into wondering, why do it seem like only black girls have issues with the hair? Why can't our hair look as cool as now the mixed girl and the white kids and the Mexican kids, you know? But I won't really have this be about hair, but that just added to my wonderment and the severance that I yet again caused on myself. Like, well, she could be nice. She was alright. You know, she was, I guess you could say, social butterfly, like most of those kids were, who just talked and was in everybody's business. Like, what you doing? How was your weekend? Can I go here? I'm having a birthday party. You want to come? Things like that. There was birthday parties, but I couldn't go. So I think they kind of got the drift real quick that why even ask her if she can come to my birthday party, because her parents just going to say no. So by that time, I think they finally got it. Why bother messing with her anyways? So, the girl was nice, but only to a certain extent, because I didn't feel that what I told her would be safe with her. Simply because she just talked a lot and talked to a lot of people, and the way she talked, it seemed like whatever I could have told her in secret could probably accidentally slip out. So I just kept my distance. But she did tell me that some boy in my class did like me, but he said I was just too quiet and too shy and act like a baby. I'm like, well, act like a baby? That was my only concern. I'm like, well, shoot, I'm in 5th grade. How am I supposed to act? Oh, fast. Gotcha. Presto. No, thank you. I gotcha. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. So that concluded to me that, okay, number one, I don't talk a lot. Fine, I'll take that. I get it. Number two, I forgot what I just said, but number three, I basically act too much like a child. So I'm like, I'm not changing that, because I don't know what you're talking about, and the way those girls play, I just simply don't like it. And my parents had nothing to do with that, because if I wanted to run and play with the boys like the girls did, I would have, because they weren't there. But I just simply didn't care for all that picking on the boys and playing around with the boys and, boyfriend, girlfriend and stuff. It just wasn't my thing. But I did start liking boys, though. I thought they were cool. But based on the facts given and me being internally realistic with myself, and basing on the girls that they did hang around and chase with and play with and actually hold conversations with, I didn't fit the bill. So I knew my place. So I didn't have any friends. Simply because I was very different. 5th grade, I didn't like it. I know that there was a couple of kids who stuck out, who were nice to me, and they all three of them were white. But this time, they didn't have that scary stigma like I experienced in 4th grade. And I will say this one girl's name, because she was so nice. Her name is Annie Gracious. And she was super nice, and she still is. I think I still follow her on Facebook. She was so nice and still is, man. She is the perfect example of how I was expecting my experience to be when I met someone who was white. She was non-judgmental. She told me the truth about myself based on what she saw and what others told me. But it wasn't sassy or aggressive or stank as the delivery from even the mixed girl. Like, oh, they say you too quiet. Or you act too much like a baby. That's why don't nobody want to talk to you. I took what she said with a grain of salt, but her delivery from the mixed girl was like, man, I don't want to talk. I don't want to play with you anymore because I don't like how you talk to me. But with her, Annie, she said the same thing, but it was so nice how she said it. So it was easier for me to really want to dive deeper and internalize myself to see if I wanted to, exert myself out there and maybe chat with people. And it just made me feel, that whole experience made me feel happy. I knew though we weren't going to be able to be friends. It's just something in my core that I knew my parents were going to go against. Why, I don't know, but unfortunately I was right. So all I could do was go home every day and tell my mom how nice Annie was. And she even, she just called me a nickname. She called me Erla, E-R-L-A, based on a story of me telling her that's what my little sister used to call me when she was a baby because she couldn't say my real government name, which is Ursula. So she would call me Erla. So Annie started calling me Erla. Now Annie was so nice. And then the other two people, one was Nick Rosener. He was allegedly a problem child, but he wasn't that bad to me, but teachers thought he was bad. I thought he was a cool kid. He was nice. And then there was another guy who was Caucasian. His name was Jeff. I don't remember his last name, but I talked to him a lot, and he was a boy, and we conversated, and he didn't seem to mind the conversations that we had, and it was about cool stuff that reflected me and what I like to do, like Disney movies or TV shows that were out at that time that were considered childish. We actually sat up there and talked about. And we even talked about regular shooting the breeze stuff, but it flowed out more. I didn't feel anxiety. I didn't feel pressure. And even when he picked on me about my certain social quarrels or whatever, he said it in a way that was joking, but it was true because I was just laughing at myself. I was able to laugh at myself when I was with him or Nick or Annie. It was easier to just accept who I was and laugh at it, So I really thank God for those three, and I hope that they have a good life. I pray that they get through life so easy and they get everything they want and need. I pray away all the trouble and hurt and harm that may face them, because those three were precious jewels and nuggets in my life, keeping me from having a mental breakdown too soon, because I've had some of those along the way as I got older and slipping into depressional funks. Those three right there in 5th grade, they were my anchors. They were really nice to me. So I look forward to talking to them when I had a chance. We didn't really sit at tables. We had assigned desks, and it's like every few weeks we rotated desks. So we sat different places. That's what it seemed like to me. So in a way, 5th grade, I learned to accept myself more, learn to laugh at myself, and just live and deal with the fact that hey, this is me. I like to be by myself. It's my comfort zone, and I do want to be friends, and I can find someone who's friendly. It just may take longer, and they are more hidden, and they are jewels. And to just live, love, and learn and love myself, and it really solidified that I'm just me. I really appreciate those three being in my world for such a short period of time. I wish Annie could have come over to my house, but I just didn't want to make another mistake of, I didn't want her to see my world, because I was embarrassed of it, and even of my parents. So I just chose to just tell my mom every day about how cool she was. But I think I made the decision not to invite her over to my house. And I knew they weren't going to let me go over to theirs because I don't know nothing about those people. You know, so I just left it as a school friendship type thing. We didn't hang out every day, but when we did hang out, it was peaceful. Or when we chatted, I should say. You see, even hanging out is too strong, but when we did chat or conversate, it was stress-free. I didn't have anxiety of wondering what she was going to say now.